Listen to this our brother Joseph Okechukwu. If you know say you get data, make sure say you watch this video from beginning reach. And if you not get data to watch them now, share the video so that later you go feel come back to this same video. Watch them, because the message where this our brother Joseph Okechukwu they pass for this video. After him mama burial, the things when they warn the whole everybody we care to listen. Will go happen very soon. Where in fact they don't start to happen. And this is when he warned before. In short, you go see everything the way you take show how these things don't start, where it don't happen, and how it take warn before they start. Now, in short, listen to them, watch this video, share and make other post. I mean, they're very, very important.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great today. Okay, so this is that my promised official 2024 video broadcast. In this broadcast, as promised, I'm going to bring you up to speed with some of the events that would make this year stand out as one of the most significant and interesting leap years you've ever witnessed in your entire life. Now, to help set the tone for everything we're going to discuss, I'm going to play you a clip. And before I play that clip, please, I beg you to give me your attention, okay? If there's any distraction around you, or if you feel you're in a place where you're going to be distracted, don't watch this video. Wait till you are in a quiet place. Take your time, watch so you can digest every single detail of what I'm about to share with you, all right? And also, I'm going to beg you to share this video as widely as possible. I am making this as a personal appeal to you, okay? Because if you can help us share this video, my job is already done. And not only just to share the video, I also want you to subscribe to this channel. Now, the video clip that I want to share with us is not something that is new to me. It is a video clip that I first uploaded to my YouTube channel in 2022, November 11, to be precise. Every single thing the guy was saying in the video resonated with me, with everything I have researched about the eschatological events that we have been speaking about will happen in no time. This guy just began to spill truths, uncommon truths, that made me almost lose my mind. I'm like, how can this be possible? That's why the caption of the video when I posted it on my YouTube channel was scary. If you know the guy or have the full video, please get in touch. I'll pay. I was ready to reward anyone who was going to get me his name or get me the rest of the video, because I knew my spirit bore witness that this guy is spilling the truth that is not out there to everyone. I knew it. If you do the kind of thing that I do, you know that this job is also a very spiritual journey for us. It's not just something you do with your brain. It's a spiritual journey. So if you're spiritually alert, when you see kindred spirits, you can easily recognize. I recognized this one. Keep in mind, this was November 11, 2022. That's when I uploaded. Now I'm about to play you the clip so that you can see how that the things that this guy spoke about when he said very soon have already started happening by the end of last year, 2023.
War is going to explode in the Mideast very soon. Hamas is going to attack Israel, I believe, on Hanukkah. And that will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, he will attack Gaza, he will attack Hezbollah, and he'll bomb Iran. You know, he'll take out Iran's nuclear threat. And Syria is going to attack Israel with their new Russian fighter jets. And then Israel's going to nuke Damascus, and actual nuclear weapons going to be used. And Hamas is going to detonate. They're going to blow up the Dome of the Rock Mosque in Israel and blame it on Jews and America. And then you're going to have about 5,000 terror attacks explode across America, Canada, and Europe. It's going to be like a holy war. The Muslims are going to go into this insane holy war against everything Western. and the world economy will collapse. And within 3 days, we're going to be looking at, imagine a world like that. War exploding everywhere, terror attacks, world economy collapses, supermarket shelves empty, money worthless, the crash of everything. And it's on that backdrop, I believe, that say 500,000 people will vanish. There'll be the biggest UFO show the world has ever seen, and this spaceship will land, either in Jerusalem or Giza. I believe the Western leaders of the world are already initiated. One by one, they will accept his plan, brokered through the UN, and give up their authority and sovereignty as a nation. They have a plan for a one-world government, which is a socialist-style government, a one-world religion, which is, it's like a theocracy based on Luciferism, and they have a plan for digital money. When the economy crashes, they're going to come out with a new economy, a digital monetary system. The mark of the beast is a digital scannable tattoo, and they can put it on your right hand and your forehead in 2 seconds. If you take part in this Luciferic initiation, you'll be able to buy and sell. You'll be part of this new world order. Did you know the United Nations already put together their alien greeting team? Remember the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still? It will be just like that movie. They put together a team of scientists, researchers, astronomers, and they said if a quote UFO lands, they put already their team to greet them.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the clip you just watched. It's not the entire video. You can go to my YouTube channel and watch all of the video. But the clip that I just played for you, I'm going to break it into 3 different stages, and we'll take it one by one. I want to pieces it and make sure you understand every single detail of what this young man was talking about in that video. Yeah, he started with, in stage 1, he started with, very soon, war is going to explode in the Middle East. How is it going to happen? Hamas is going to attack Israel. Keep in mind, this was a video I gained access to in 2022. November 11, I uploaded to share with the whole world. By October the 7th, 2023, barely 1 year after, these things happened exactly as he said. He said that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. In other words, this is the trigger that sets the ball rolling to the point where we are headed, where I'm taking you to, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. And indeed, it became the straw that broke the camel's back. He said when that happens, he said, I believe on Hanukkah, but incidentally, it didn't happen on Hanukkah anymore. It happened 2 months exactly before Hanukkah, and there were some number games that came into play. Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. Hanukkah for 2023, I believe, happened on December 7th. Exactly 2 months prior. Numbers game. For people who understand numerology, you know how all these things work. But that's not the topic right now. Let's move forward. He said when Hamas attacks, Netanyahu will attack Gaza. That has happened already. Netanyahu has already pummeled Gaza and is still bombing Gaza. Now, he said again, he will attack Hezbollah. That has also happened. And then he said, and he will bomb Iran. He will take out Iran's nuclear threat. Do you remember my first video on this war between Hamas and Israel? Do you remember me saying repeatedly in that first video, in the second video, in the third video, in every other subsequent video on this subject matter? Do you remember me saying that the end game is Iran will be attacked, even though everything looks like Iran is far removed from what is happening right now? Did I not tell you this repeatedly? You can go watch the videos again. Just go down and watch the videos. They are there. I told you Iran will eventually be dragged in and Iran will be bombed. The so-called nuclear threat will be removed. And you know the implications of going to remove Iran's nuclear threat. Do you know the implications of that? It's not going to be like bombing Gaza. It's not going to be like bombing some strip somewhere. This is nation to nation. In fact, it will now engulf the entire region in the kind of war we have not seen in recent times. But let's move forward so I can break this down further for you. And he says again, he says, and Syria is going to attack Israel with Russian fighter jets. And then Israel is going to nuke Damascus, and the actual nuclear weapon is going to be used. So this guy was telling us long before the war started. Only God knows when he made the video. I only came in contact with the video in 2022. He's telling you in very empirical terms what is going to happen, and they're happening. He says, because Russia and Syria have serious military pact. Russia is like a big brother to Syria. So they have military kind of agreement. It is Russia that supplies Syria with almost every single military weapon they have. So it makes sense to say that Syria is going to eventually attack Israel with Russian fighter jets, because as we speak right now, Israel and Syria have already exchanged fire. So it's not just Israel and Lebanon's Hezbollah. Israel has also exchanged fire. Some bombing has taken place also in Syria. So he's basically telling you that this is going to escalate and get to the point where Syria is going to attack Israel with Russian fighter jets. And how does Israel respond? They respond with nuclear weapons. Is it surprising that as last year wrapped up, an Israeli minister was calling for Israel to use nuclear weapons in Palestine? He said it's an option. And just today, Wednesday, January the 24th, that same minister has now said the thing again. And I'm going to read it for you. He says, Israel's far-right heritage minister, Amichai Eliyahu, on Wednesday, which is today, renewed his call for striking the Gaza Strip with a nuclear bomb. If the minister is calling for Israel to strike the Gaza Strip with a nuclear bomb, a Gaza Strip that is really not doing much to them, they are overpowering, what do you think they would say to the Israeli military when Damascus eventually strikes Israel with fighter jets from Russia? Do you see why I kept telling us about nuclear war? I told us there's going to be a third world war. It's a no-brainer. I said it from the days of telling you what has been going on between Russia and Ukraine. I've been warning you. It's going to be a nuclear war. I told you the third world war is going to be a nuclear war. And the trigger for the third world war has now been set off in this war between Israel and Hamas. And everything I'm sharing with you today is to prove it to you that all the things I said in those videos are true. They're real. Imagine when Israel then uses nuclear weapons on Syria, and they have already struck Iran's own nuclear weapon. So you can imagine what nuclear is going to be happening around our world. Let's go further down to what he said. We're still on the stage one, yeah? He said Hamas is going to blow up the Dome of the Rock Mosque, which is Al-Aqsa Mosque in Israel, and then blame it on Jews and Americans. I didn't have the information that it would be Hamas that would blow it up. That I have said in my video. You can go watch it again. Please watch my videos. I tell you the truth, man. Watch my videos. I said it that Al-Aqsa Mosque is going to be affected. It will be blown up. If it's not true, come and tell me. Go check my videos. I said it without even remembering that I had made this video, that I had put this video out there. I didn't know that it would be Hamas. That's what he's saying. Whether it will eventually be Hamas that will do it, I don't know. But according to this guy, he's saying that Hamas will blow it up and blame it on who? On the Jews and the Americans who are working together against the Hamas and Houthi militants. And when that happens, what did he say will happen? Okay, let's go down. He said, you're going to have about 5,000 terror attacks explode across America and Europe. Muslims will launch a holy war against everything Western. The world economy will collapse. So when this happens, because Al-Aqsa Mosque is the second or third holiest site in all of Islam, and so blowing it up, whether it is done by Hamas and blamed on Israel, or whether it is Israel and America that will do it, no matter who does it, once it happens, you are going to be sure that Muslims will declare a holy war. I warned about this before. So it's not new. It's a given. And how do they declare the holy war? According to this, our guy, he says about 5,000 terror attacks will explode all across America. All across America. Terror attacks. Now, I made a video some time ago where I was talking about sleeper cells. If you are asking how would the terror attacks happen in America, then I'm going to ask you, what has America done since Biden has been in office other than open the borders of the United States of America to all manner of characters? Remember what happened in Afghanistan when they airlifted all manner of souls with all kinds of backgrounds, militants probably, radical elements flown into the United States of America, all in the name of safety and refuge, without any vetting, nothing whatsoever. You see the southern border of the United States of America. America already has the army that will launch the terror attacks across the length and breadth of the United States of America. They have in excess already. I'm just talking about the ones that came in much later. What about those who have been there? Who would declare war on every single thing Western and attack everything that is Western. It's happening in America, it's happening in the UK, it's happening in the US, it's happening in Europe as a whole, everywhere. Attacks will blow. It will be like Muslims saying, you see these Westerners, they just don't want us, they hate us, they don't like us, and attacks, it will be like fire setting off everywhere. France, you can imagine what will happen to France. This is what our guy is talking about here. So when you see the war expanding in Israel, you should know that this is where it is headed. That's why I am making this video, to give you a sneak peek into where we are headed. So you don't just stay focused on what is happening as it's happening. Only what is happening is what you know. You should know the times. You should know where you are going, not just where you are. Don't be focused on where you are. By the time you get a clear knowledge of where you're headed, you will be better prepared psychologically and otherwise for what is coming. Now you understand why some of the billionaires, Zuckerberg and the rest of them, are building underground bunkers and all kinds of stuff in different locations. You understand why these guys are making alternative plans. But the regular everyday Joe and King is just sitting down there doing nothing. This thing is going to eventually degenerate into a global war that will engulf the entire region and eventually entire world in it. The only good news is that much of Africa will not be involved in this. It doesn't mean Africa will still not be a part of it. That's why when I heard that South Africa was sending people to the International Criminal Court to go and challenge Israel, the first thing that came to my mind is, oh my gosh, if I were an advisor to the government, I would have said, let some guys from an NGO, non-governmental organization or not-for-profit organization, go and do that, not government officials. Because the war that you see raging is a massive global war, and any little thing can trigger anything in this war. These people can get up tomorrow and say, oh, you guys are in partnership with Hamas. In fact, we even see some Hamas guys are being shielded, are being harbored in your enclave. So we're going to have to find a way to locate them and do something. Before you know it, there will be some exchanges. That's why I would have said, let individuals who are not directly connected to the government go and lead that move, not government officials. because you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Because without that, there is not much involvement of Africa in this ensuing madness that is brewing on daily basis around the world. Let's go further down. Now we're going to stage 2. I'm done with stage 1. Let's go to the stage 2. In the stage 2, he says the world economy will collapse. Obviously, there's no way the world economy is not going to collapse. Because even starting from the standpoint of shipping lines alone, the Houthis in Yemen are already obstructing shipping operations across the Red Sea. The Houthis have been attacking ships on that Red Sea axis. They have been obstructing the movement of ships. If there were 400 or 500 ships that used to pass there last year, as at this moment is about 100 or less than 100. What does that mean? That all the ships that are supposed to go through there are now having to do longer journeys and spend more money and burn more diesel to go round and round and round. How does that affect you? It delays products and goods and services that are supposed to be sent to different nations of the world. Not only that it delays them, it now is going to make them far more expensive. And from making them far more expensive, it's going to get to a point where there will be no passage at all. Even when they want to reroute, they will find it difficult to reroute. And so the whole shipping operation of the world will come to a standstill. And you will see how that global economy will take such a massive hit from just that alone. Not to talk of when financial market is going to respond and everything begins to crumble. This is where we are headed. Now, as I said this, I keep asking you one question. How prepared? Did you even envisage that anything like this would happen in 2024? Have you even said, okay, what if these things are true? Let's say that they happen. What do I fall back on? Have you said that? That's why this video is being made today. So let's go to stage 2 officially. In the stage 2, he says, war will be everywhere. World economy will collapse. Supermarket shelves will go empty. Just what I told you. Then money will be worthless. The crash of everything, he says. And then he said about 500,000 people will vanish in the biggest UFO show the world has ever seen. I want to stop here. Okay, so the reason I want to take a pause here is as they cause everything to crash, they've started from here and they've done all this, taking out Iran's nuclear threat. There has been an attack on Syria and Muslims have been enraged by the destruction of Al-Aqsa Mosque, and terror attacks are all over the place in America, in Europe, in the UK, all over the place. The whole world is in turmoil. And while all this monster chaos and all these historic cataclysmic events unfold in our world, all of a sudden, you will see something that will make it look like rapture is taking place. And they call it the biggest UFO event the world has ever seen. Blue beam. This is the operation that will be used to make that happen, because you are going to see UFO ships float over the earth and people will think that the world has come to an end and rapture is taking place. And he says in that melee, about 500,000 people or more will vanish from the earth. Now, shortly after I encountered this video, I saw another video. And that other video that I saw went even further and explained in greater detail what this young man is trying to pass across in bits. I also shared that video with everyone on YouTube. And I tried to explain what you were watching in that video. But YouTube took the videos down. It's supposed to be parts 1, 2, and 3. And I will give you the caption of the video because I eventually took the video and uploaded them on my Rumble channel. And the video is called 2024. From sci-fi to real life. Now, the specific detail I want to share with you now is embedded in the part 3 of this video. I'll enjoin you to watch all 3 parts on Rumble. Just go to rumble.com, check Joseph Okechukwu out, and you will see the video there. 2024, from sci-fi to real life, part 1, 2, and 3. But I am going to read you something that is in part 3 of that video to support what this guy said about the biggest UFO event the world has ever seen. He said, in the year 2024, a global event will alter the course of mankind's future. The world will stand witness to a massive alien invasion. Thousands of projected holographic alien warships will blanket the skies, sending people into a global panic. Hologram, Operation Blue Beam. But so many people are going to believe it. So many people around the world, believers, especially Christians, will believe this show. But you know what it's all about? It's all about ushering in the regime of the Antichrist. That's why we had to have this crisis. That's why there had to be a massive global upset to tilt everything down into chaos and then create order out of that chaos. Remember, Odo ab chaos, order out of chaos. Remember that Illuminati code? Order out of chaos. And who is the one that brings the order out of chaos? It is the man of sin, the Antichrist. Follow me so we can get to our destination faster. Okay, follow me. Okay, so this guy has basically confirmed what our guy is saying when he said that about 500,000 people will vanish in the biggest UFO show the world has ever seen. Then the spaceship will land either in Jerusalem or in Giza. So the alien spaceship is actually going to land after the show. And then your so-called Christ, but not the real Christ, will show up to come and bring peace to the Middle East and to our world. Remember, he is the one called the man of peace. But of course, you know it's a fake peace. You need to watch some of my other videos on this subject matter, right? So you can understand better. If someone told me that 2024 will be the year that most of the things that I've been propagating will be happening, I would never, ever believe it. But here we are right now. These guys are not missing words. This was way before 2024. They were telling you this is the year it will happen. This is the year. This other guy said specifically that it will be in 2024. That's the guy who spoke about the Men in Black. Go and watch all of it on Rumble, part 1, 2, and 3, and see where all of this is coming from. We go to stage 3. In stage 3, he says, world leaders already are initiated. You know what he means by that? I want to pause there. He says, world leaders are already aware and initiated. So this Antichrist that is coming from hell. In the same way that Christ cloned himself, that God cloned himself and called him Yeshua or Christ, that's the same way the Antichrist is being cloned as a son or an only begotten son of Lucifer, of Satan himself. So he is going to come, and when he comes, he will come with a new culture, a rainbow culture, a culture of hostility, a culture of anger, a culture of rebellion. Rebellion will become the watchword when he comes. That's why he says our leaders around the world have been initiated. You know how they got initiated? Because many of them have been made to sign a deal that the moment they become presidents in most of these countries, that they are going to allow the rainbow culture remain in their countries, the LGBTQ and the rest of them. You may not know, but some of these African country presidents have already signed up, not just to allow the new culture, the new civilization. When you talk about the rainbow civilization, it's not like the human nature just kind of got twisted and started going in a different direction. It's a civilization that is active in a different world. and they are bringing that civilization to our world. And most of these, our leaders, for the hunger of power and fame and fortune, have already agreed to it. Most of them have agreed. And not only to that, they've also agreed to all the other elements that are going to come with a one world government, which the Antichrist is going to launch in our world. Let me read you the other thing he said. He said, one world government is going to come to play. One world religion, which is going to be based on Luciferism. One world religion. You know, we already have a place where they call the Abrahamic family house. Abrahamic family house is in Abu Dhabi. They built a church, a mosque, and a synagogue. A church, a mosque, and a synagogue in one place, which reflects the one world religion. I made a video about it to tell you that they have launched one world religion. It's called the Abrahamic family house. The Abrahamic family house, that is already done. And it is not the God of heaven they're going to be worshiping. They're going to be worshiping something else. Now, the next thing he said, digital monetary system, post-global economic crash. They are going to crash everything called money. And they will introduce digital monetary system. And that digital monetary system is basically introducing the mark of the beast. So he said there will be digital monetary system after the world economy has crashed. And then he says again that the mark of the beast spoken of in the book of Revelations, of course, will be activated. It's a digital scannable tattoo that can be put on your right hand or forehead in 2 seconds. That way you are able to buy and sell, just as the Bible says. I've made a video about this. Digital tattoo that is scannable, and the Bible actually specifically said right hand or forehead, and the guy is saying the same thing, and I'm pretty sure he's not even a Christian. And to make matters worse, can you believe that these people have put together an alien greeting team? This is from The Economist. They said last Sunday it emerged that the UN was set to appoint a Malaysian astrophysicist called Mazlan Othman to lead international efforts to respond to visitors from outer space. As the article in the Sunday Times explained, Dr. Othman is the head of the UN's Office for Outer Space Affairs. Did you know UN has an Office for Outer Space Affairs? Doesn't this now go to give credence to what these two brothers have said? The other one was talking about the biggest UFO event the world has seen. This one gave specific details and said in 2024, they are going to happen holographically, and they will loom all over. And people who believe in revelation of the Bible will say, oh, rapture has taken place, people are going. But that's going to be alien kidnap happening. The world is going to be thrown into so much chaos. I can't believe that everything I'm telling you is planned for this year. That's why you see them fighting Donald Trump day in, day out. Because Donald Trump is the only reason why these things may be stopped. That's why I have so much fear. I posted on Twitter. I've said it several times that my greatest fear on Trump is that there are 3 scenarios. They may either kill Trump, which I believe will spark a massive civil war in America, so they might be careful with that one. Or they are going to start all of these wars that I've just detailed now. They will get America involved in all these wars because America is already bombing Houthis with UK in Yemen. So America might get even more involved. Who knows, maybe when they're about to take Iran out, America will get involved and Iran will strike back. And then once America is involved directly in a massive global war, you know you cannot change a commander-in-chief in the time of war, just like Zelensky cannot be removed and he keeps postponing elections, because once there is war in Ukraine, you cannot have any elections. So the commander-in-chief remains. That's another option. The third option is the one they call Disease X, which is a senior brother to the one you call COVID-19 that happened in 2020. We started talking about Disease X. Go and look it up on the internet and see how popular it's become already. UK is already setting up labs where they are researching on the cure for a Disease X that we don't know yet. How can you be finding cure for something you don't know? They call it Disease X. They don't know what it is. So any one of these could be used to stop Donald Trump, because the moment Trump enters office, the first speech he's going to make as a president is going to stop the war in Ukraine. He's going to stop the war in Israel. And he's going to make sure that NATO takes its place in the mud. Mark my word. But that's why they will stop him. Look at all the scandals and everything against the man, and he's still winning. Iowa, New Hampshire. Do you think they're going to let him? They won't let him. I told you from the day one that Trump was our second chance, and that the moment we missed Trump, we were going to be in hell. I told you. People fought me to a standstill. Today, they are all calling for Trump. The same people who fought me because of immigration, which they eventually didn't get again in America, they are now calling me. Hey, Brother Joe, what can we do for Trump to come back? It's not up to me. If God decides that he will give us another chance, he will give us Trump. But if all of these are bound to happen, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it, sadly. So this is our word right now. Go watch my videos and take precaution. All the instructions I give to you people, those living in big cities, if you can get out of the big cities and go into the countryside, do it. If you must stay in the big cities, find out where the bomb shelters are. Go and buy masks, nuclear masks for nuclear explosions. Go and do things that will help you to stay alive. Watch my videos. I won't repeat myself again. I've made videos upon videos to this effect. Go and watch them and take precaution. I do not want for you to go through the hell that these guys are coming with. The one thing I do know is that if you stay in touch and stay prayed up, the God of heaven will see us through. We are God's children. This is not to stoke fear. It is to prepare us. And as we prepare ourselves, let us not allow fear to take precedence. Let's allow faith to take the place of fear and have boldness. The entrance of the truth of the word, it giveth light, and the truth you know will set you free. Let this truth set you free from the bondage of fear, and let the boldness that you get from it spur you into action so you can prepare yourself and your family and be ready whenever they come. This has been my year 2024 official message, and I pray that it blesses you and blesses everyone who gets to see it. Please don't forget to share. I love you with all my heart, and may God bless and keep you.
First of all is that I must say, I must extend my condolences to Brother Joseph Okechukwu for the loss of his mother, and I pray that God will comfort him, and God will, of course, God is the mother to the motherless and father to the fatherless. Brother Joseph Okechukwu is officially an orphan because now he no longer has a father, neither a mother. Well, I believe that even the person will not get him, God did for him. So please, brother, always stay strong and know that we are all solidly behind you. I watched your last video and I listened to everything you said, and it was so touching. And I want you to know always that we are there, always behind you. But please, all these messages that our brother has passed, if you know you're listening to this video to this point, make sure you pay attention to them. And if you have people who live abroad, make sure they get to see this video. It's very important. It's very, very important.